Brian Peach, just going to ask people a question. Why do we call civil servants a civil servant? Well, they shouldn't be called civil servants because they're not to serve us. All to serve your councils and your governments, mainly your governments. Social services, they weren't there to help you with your kids. They were there to take your kids. Civil servant. Councillors, MPs, civil servants. They're not civil servants. They're there to take bribes and feed stuff through parliaments to screw us over. Police, supposed to be there to help you. Not there to help you. They're there to enforce government's rules. There's another one. At last, I'm a builder. I work in public sector, domestic, people's houses. One thing people hate is bin men. Why do they hate bin men? Well, that bin, as you can see, is being left. Why is it being left? Well, because bin bags hanging out. It's general waste and general domestic waste. That is just general waste and general domestic waste. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter what goes in there, it's just general waste. Yet, decide not to empty it. I remember a day when bin men, or real men, when we all had coal fires and coke fires, and they used to come and take that big bin, carry it up garden, and empty it back at wagon, and then come back and get another bin. And at the end of the year, every Christmas, they got a bonus. Well, if you all wonder why you don't get your bonus, take bin men. What bin men? Let me tell you, amongst the people, have become more hated than traffic wardens. You all let traffic wardens for telling you can't park in a certain place for 2 minutes, even though you're not causing obstruction or parked in a car park and you've got a minute over. Well, no difference in them men. Them men there, an absolute fucking joke. They come round, they inspect your bin. Every bin they take, they look inside to see what's in. Now, I can understand it on your other bins, like your blue one and your brown one, because your brown one's for grass, which is just grass, and your blue one's for plastics. Like I say, green one's for general waste. So there's no reason why they shouldn't have took this bloke next door to me, should have took his bin. I mean, it's in the right place, it's sat there, it's not over full. Basically got a bit of bin liner hanging out at the top. That's it, lid's not even lifted up, look, lid's not even lifted up. Because if I were actually to just lift bin up like that and like that, well, now that I took bin. So, can anybody explain to me why they didn't take this bin? Just because of a little bin liner showing. This is Nottingham Council for you. Like I said, we all know about Nottingham Council and Nottingham Police, don't we? We all know what they did to a certain woman from Nottingham. Locked her up and all that lot, and put her on medication so she doesn't even know who she is. A lot of your patriots out there who know me will know exactly what I'm on about. There were a lot went off about her a couple of years ago, and she were actually going to testify against Prince Charles and Prince Andrew. Yeah, everything's gone quiet about that, hasn't it? So, like I say, when's your civil servants been for civilians? They shouldn't be called civil servants. They should be called Nazi SS, because that's all they are, enforcing Nazi rules. See, we thought we won World War II. No, we didn't. The Nazis won World War II when America took all your Hitler's scientists and mad doctors and took them over to America. So America could have the power of nuclear weapons. Well, that's fell back on you now, isn't it? It's a bit like what's happening in America is identical to what happened at fall of Rome. When Rome took a certain ethnic group in which destroyed them. America did the same. But not only that, they've also sent them people from Operation Paperclip all over the world. And now all those governments is infested with them, like ants and cockroaches. And then they were all put in Black Book, which was Old Man Maxwell's Black Book. Then it went to daughter Maxwell's Black Book, should I say. And then, where did they all go from there? Oh, they all got caught on Epstein Island. Because Old Man Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell fetched them all over there to party, got them off their own LSD and started taking photos of them in compromising situations with young girls. Let's not beat around the bush, let's just get facts out there as they are. you all know me, I say it as it is, and I don't like put it kindly to anybody. Facts are facts. They changed all your language so that words what used to mean nothing now are offensive. They're called spells. You're all under the same spell that you believe that words can cause offence. Listen, if somebody walks and punches me in the face, that's an offence. If somebody called me a knobhead or a cunt or whatever they want to call me, it's not offensive. Somebody called me white man, I'm not offended by that either. What I'm offended is where this country's gone. This country, what our fathers and grandfathers all fought for, we've all get over without even lifting a finger. And yet, you all make me laugh because you're all anti this and anti that and anti other, when your biggest anti everything is your governments. Your governments at one what have took women out your homes and come to fight for equal rights. Not that equal now, are you? Because when I were 13, 14, and well, 8, 9, 10 to 14, should I say, women ruled the world. They ruled the roost. You ruled the castle. Men didn't rule the castle. Men went out and worked 40 hours a week to come home to bring a family of 8 or 9 up. A mortgage, pay a mortgage, and go on holiday once a year. And put money away in a bank for a rainy day. Now both parents have to go to work 90 hours a week for less money and living in a rented apartment or a rented flat. No holidays, can't afford to even buy a car, to be fair, a lot of people these days, or run a car. And you call this progress. Well, there's no progression like that. Only progression is your women have gone from ruling roost when you had it good, when you didn't have to work, you had to fetch your kids up and look after the house, which was a job on its own, and man used to provide for you. And then you all wonder why men don't top and doors or stand up for you or let you sit down when you're on a bus, get a seat up. Well, you've all become equal, haven't you? See, you all want to swap rules about when it suits you, because this is what government's done to you through words and language. People say to me, you can't even spell or you can't even read all right. I'm dyslexic because my brain won't take in the shit that you're taking. If you look at our old language, I wasn't spelled E-Y-E, it was a I. U wasn't spelled Y-O-W, Y-O-U. It was spelled just a U. T wasn't spelled T-E-A. It was spelled with letter T. See, they had all these extra letters and all the extra things to blow your mind and thrash you up. They've done exactly the same as what games still play the same. They've done exactly the same as what they did in World War II. When all you women were giving your kids up to orphanages because, well, you weren't married. Well, all your kids are now going to be given up to orphanages because you won't take a vaccine. Because they did exactly the same back then. That's what they're doing now. Back in 1940, 42, 43, 44, 45, if your kids were born out of wedlock, it was taken from you or made impossible for you to bring them kids up by governments telling people not to give you jobs or you weren't employable. Doing the same now with vax mandates. People don't know history, they don't learn from history, they don't look at their history. They play the same game over and over and over again, just different scenario. And you call this progression. Progression? We're going backwards, mate. We're going backwards, man. But like I said, that's my morning rant today, and it's over them. Because, to be fair, it's an absolute fucking joke. An absolute joke. Like I said, there's no civil servants anymore. No civil servants, just Nazi SS soldiers. Say it as it is. Say it as it is. That's all they are. Anybody try to tell me any different or can explain to me any different or want a debate or any different, you know where I am. I'll have a live debate with anybody, a Zoom meeting, whatever. But like I say, I'd like to see your police or your social services or any civil service rep or union. One debate it. I'll prove to you that you're Nazi SS because What you're doing now in your own little worlds, your own teachings, is exactly the same as what Hitler did in World War II. It's exactly the same as what your governments did after World War II to take your children to repopulate areas they destroyed, where no people were living. There's proof out there if you want to go and have a look. You just choose not to have a look. There's entire cities with no population in whatsoever for 20 years. That's because these populations were all dead and your kids took 20 years to grow up. You're all mad about learning new language and new rules, and why don't you go and learn what happened in your past? Maybe when you learn what happened in your past, you can stop them from doing it to your future. Because at the end of the day, it's only your kids what are going to pay, and my kids, and my grandkids, and their grandkids. For what? For these fucking civil servants and these elites to sit on their arse, ripping you off, raking in all coin, murdering and eating your children, making drugs out of your children. Sad world we live in. Sad world. And now they're using your, what they call it in America, that kaleidoscope, let's just call it that, and saying it's solar flares. It's not solar flares, we know exactly what it is. Exactly, because it's the same as what you used last time, weren't it? Create a big, massive, worldwide earthquake called liquefaction of the soil and the sand to bury the houses and bury the evidence and then build on top. You ever notice why some of your doors and some of your windows are actually underground? Go look that up. Like I say, it's all there for if you want to know. Every bit of it. You just choose not to look. You'd rather choose what words you can pick out and throw at somebody, or what gender is important to you. And then when you're fucking dead, there's no gender or no gender. Fluid or lesbian, gay, bisexual. Don't matter what you are if you're dead, does it? So while you're all running around scratching your arse and biting at your ankles and each other's ankles, you need to fucking wake up. You need to wake up quick. Because like I said, to stop Trump getting in, this kaleidoscope will be used. It's getting used every day, we see it. Go look it up. Real BP Earthwatch. Schumann's resonance. Solar flares. Look at these solar flares coming in. These solar flares aren't coming from the sun. These volcanoes aren't going off because of the sun. They're going off because a certain thing in America what they started back up. January this year I think they started it back up. So we live in a magnetic world. How do you draw in magnetic energy or give magnetic pulses off? Well, you use a big fucking magnet, don't you? And you charge it up and turn it into an electromagnet, just like in America. Like I said, it's not first time they've done this, not a bit last. But we're going down a slippery slope, very slippy. And it all starts with civil servants, not serving who they're supposed to be serving. Civil servants means exactly what it says. You serve the civilians, not your leaders or the one. In fact, yeah, let me go into it. Do you know what civil service? Yeah, if you went and work in civil service, this is how it's done to get you in control and to get you to do what you need. It's all done on pay structure, pay grades, A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. If you're in a pay grade D, at a pay grade A, and someone's in a pay grade E or a B, and you know they're doing wrong, you've seen them go and rape a child, but you can't go and say no. Do you know why? Because they're above your pay grade. And that's how they do it. They get a little piece of paper telling you you're a doctor or you're a scientist or you're a police officer or you're this or you're that or you're other or you're better than everybody else. And that little piece of paper makes you believe, for some strange reason, that you are better than anybody else. No, mate. That is a witch giving you a spell to go against the people or to go against your own mind and your own thoughts. The spell wrote on paper. Contracts are spells wrote on paper, binding you in. Ask yourself one question. If God put any of them in control of any of us, Where's paperwork on that? Where's the paperwork saying that these have the right, these people have the right to any human being or any animal of equal, because we're all equal on this planet. Don't care if you're Prime Minister, President of the United States, whoever you are equal to me and equal to everybody else. And that's what this world has forgot, that everybody's equal and that nobody is above anybody else, and nobody has the right to tell anybody else what to do. People have forgot that. And why do people forget that? Well, that's because your women's left the homes, and now your kids are getting fetched up by the state, like I said, getting taught by teachers who are taught by muppets because they've got a piece of paper saying that they're brainier than everybody else. You want to go back to see what happened in life and see what happened in history. I start looking up what happened in history. Forget about all this LGBTQ plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 10 Z and Q and R. Forget all that. Go and look up your history. Undo something real for civilization and your own family and your own kind. Try saving your own kind and go and look it up, because you've not got very long at all. Not got long at all. This volcano in Tenerife, this is planned. All planned. We know it's all planned. There's a grid what's being made by sonic impulses which are setting the volcano off. We'll have a look. They removed Dutch Sin's YouTube channel, which used to show all these. Used to catch all radio with all lasers shooting in when you used to go to certain graphs and you could follow them. People are still that far asleep, you just can't believe it. And most of them say they're awake. I haven't met one yet who's awake in person, in real life. I know a lot of patriots who are worldwide, but I've not met one person in Britain, not one, who's awake. Amazing that. And I've been around some big patriots, your Tommy Robinsons, all your others, Pendragons. Pendragons used to make me laugh because I didn't even know what Pendragon meant. Pendragon was the people who used to write the speech and write the laws. Why Pendragons? Well, exactly as it says. Pen, dragon is speak. So they used to write your language. So if you understand your law and you understand Pendragons, then you'll understand your English language. It's true language. And why do you think they all worked for King Arthur? Not Arthur, Arthur, which was writer. People don't know their history. Don't know their history. And the only laws you have to follow is a sword in the stone, which actually is, read it back, as words written in stone, which is 10 Commandments. So like I say, who put anybody in charge of anybody? People don't know their history. They don't even know where they came from. Don't even know what they're doing here. Crazy. Rant over.